My parents bragged about my brother's achievements at dinner, so I dropped the news that made everyone look at me differently. Sunday dinner was always the same. Mom and Dad spent the meal bragging about my brother Cameron's latest achievements: his promotion, his house purchase, his perfect girlfriend. Regional manager at 26, Dad said proudly, youngest in company history. And he's buying that house with the 3-car garage, Mom added. Thinking about proposing to Riley next spring? What about you, honey? Mom asked as an afterthought. How's work? Fine, I said. Still at that nonprofit? Dad asked with disappointment. Well, Mom said with forced optimism, you're doing important work, even if it doesn't pay much, There it was. They turned back to discussing Cameron's investment portfolio and vacation plans to Europe. You know, I said during a pause, I have some news too. They looked expectant, probably hoping I'd announce a raise or a boyfriend. I'm buying a house, I said. Mom's face lit up. That's wonderful. What's your budget? Actually, I already bought it. Cash offer. Closed last week. The table went quiet. Dad lowered his wine glass. Cash? He repeated. 2.8 million. You could have heard a pin drop. The one in Beverly Hills, 8 bedrooms, infinity pool, tennis court. Mom's mouth was hanging open. Honey, how did you... Remember that nonprofit I work for? The one that doesn't pay much? I air quoted their words. It's called the Harrison Foundation. As in, I'm a Harrison. Grandpa Harrison left me his entire estate when he died 5 years ago. The silence stretched on. But you never said, Mom whispered. You never asked. You were too busy talking about Cameron's $40,000 salary. Dad was doing math in his head. The Harrison fortune, 47 million, give or take. The house was just the first purchase. Why didn't you tell us? Mom's voice was small. Because every time I tried to talk about my life, you'd change the subject back to Cameron. It was like I didn't exist unless I was passing the salt. That's not true, Dad protested weakly. When's the last time you asked about my work? Really asked, not just polite conversation before moving on to Cameron's achievements. They stared at me. The foundation provides clean water to villages in Africa. We've built 47 wells in 2 years, saved 15,000 lives. But sure, let's talk about Cameron's regional manager position instead. We had no idea, Mom started, because you never bothered to find out. You assumed that because I work for a nonprofit, I must be struggling. I stood up and grabbed my purse. Where are you going? Dad asked. Home, to my 8-bedroom house. Wait, Mom called. We want to hear about the foundation, about everything. I turned back. Do you? Or do you just want to hear about the money now that you know I have it? They couldn't answer. Next Sunday, if you want dinner at my place, you're welcome. But we're talking about something other than Cameron's achievements for once. I left them sitting there, probably wondering how many other things they'd missed while celebrating my brother's mediocre milestones. Some families celebrate success, others only recognize it when it comes with a price tag.